What's going on, people? This is your boy Say One History, and you are watching another episode of My Crazy Theories. Now, last episode we talked about the ancient trees and how they fossilized, potentially turning into massive amounts of sand that we see on the earth today, because fossilized trees are basically just silica, and silica is basically just sand. You get my drift? We also talked about how the trees could have potentially gotten so tall they could have reached the quote-unquote firmament, and thus potentially cracking the dome and allowing King Nimrod and his people to lay siege on the gods. But the gods were also concerned about the water from above getting through the firmament due to the trees growing tall enough to crack the dome. And that's what leads us to our topic today. And that topic is, what if space was truly water? I mean, really, they say space is a vacuum, but it doesn't suck. And furthermore, what are we flowing through when we're in space? I mean, for example, we fly through air, we swim through water, but when we're in space, we travel through nothing? You see, my theory is, what if the waters that the gods separated from Earth and the waters that the gods separated from the heavens were molecularly different? What if the thing we called space is just a lower density than water? Maybe at zero density? This would mean that we would have a super liquid, which has been theorized before, because some scientists just aren't buying the Einstein gravity theory these days. Some are saying that space and time is kind of like a blanket laying over a bed, and our Earth and all our other planets in our galaxy are simply sitting on it. Now, of course, the heavier the planet, the bigger the impression it leaves on the fabric of space and time. And if there are small satellites that are within that area of the larger planet, like a moon, it's going to get caught in its whirlpool, not the planet's gravity. It's almost like trying to flush a soccer ball down a toilet. It'll go around through its whirlpool, but the size and buoyancy of the planet won't allow it to sink. But the impression of our planet on space and time keeps us, our moon, and other objects going around this endless cosmic whirlpool that we can never get off. This theory would make a lot more sense than the atmospheric model, because we can see waves on the moon, just like we can see waves on water. We can move through water just a little bit slower. Same thing in space. For example, have you ever looked at a star through a telescope? And I'm not talking about those stars that you would see on Google if you searched it, or if you went to a scientific web page. I'm talking about just simply looking through a telescope yourself and observing the star. Doesn't the star kind of look like the light at the bottom of the pool that you would see when you would go swimming as a kid? And furthermore, if something wanted to break through our blanket of space and time, or in this case dimension, what are some of the object's characteristics it would need to do that? Well, it would need to be somewhat pointy, kind of like a pencil or maybe a cigar shape. It would also need to have the strength of a much larger planet, whirlpooling it through its own fabric of space and time. And finally, it would need an object to knock it out of its orbit, giving the object its velocity and a spear to punch through our universe. Now, to give you an even better example, there was a show on the Discovery Channel where two men had went deep into the bottom of the ocean via a submarine. And at the bottom of the ocean, they discovered a lake within the ocean. Now, the two men tried to submerge their submarine inside the lake, but the water was so dense, it caused the submarine to bounce off the actual water itself. Now, just like the planet, the submarine is too big and buoyant to actually travel through this water. But if I shot a narrow bullet with enough velocity through this substance, do you think it would travel through? And with that being said, I'll let you ponder on this idea for a while. Let me know what you think. Please like and subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can be updated for all the new content that's coming out. Thank you again, guys. I really appreciate you. Again, to all the admins on the Facebook pages here, all the people liking and subscribing. And thank you again, guys. You have a great day, and I'll see you soon.